The Soviet Union was officially known as the USSR, which stood for Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. As the name suggests, it was a union of republics. Technically, every republic was allowed to hold a referendum on whether they wanted to stay in the Union or exit. Although in reality, before trying any of the above, everyone knew that the Red Army and the gulags existed for a reason. In this video, we will discuss how the Soviet Union was organized in terms of administrative units of its territories, not the political bureaucracy that governed it, because many people will ask, yes, we know it was a union of republics, but what exactly made these republics, and how is it related to some of the stuff we hear in the news today about post-Soviet states? So on 30th December 1922, the Treaty of the Foundation of the Soviet Union was signed in Moscow by the founding states of the Soviet Union, namely Belarusian SSR, Ukrainian SSR, Russian SFSR, and the Transcaucasian SFSR. Before we proceed, you should know the Soviet territory rule. Officially, communists were anti-imperialists, so only the lands that were part of the Russian Empire were taken into the Soviet Union. The fact that many of these areas were forcibly incorporated into the Russian Empire could be ignored. Although nominally everyone was equal, ethnic Russians were dominant most of the time, and the Russian SFSR was the largest unit of the country, and that's why many people often refer to the USSR as Russia and Soviet citizens as Russians, although in reality they are two different things. To put it simply, the Soviets did not perceive nationalities of the region the same way as we do today. Furthermore, you should know the meaning of the terms SSR, ASSR, and SFSR. In 1924, the Russian SFSR's Turkestan ASSR was combined with two non-union Soviet republics, namely Khorizm and Bukhara, to create Turkmen SSR and Uzbek SSR. In 1929, Tajik SSR was separated from the Uzbek SSR. Then in 1936, the Transcaucasian SFSR was dissolved and it was replaced by three republics that constituted it, namely Armenian, Azerbaijan, and Georgian SSR. While in Central Asia, Kyrgyz SSR and the Kazakh SSR were separated from the Russian SFSR. In 1939, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, aka the Nazi-Soviet Pact, was signed. The agreement not only divided Poland between Nazis and the Soviets, but it also gave away the Baltic states to the Soviet Union. As a result, three new SSRs appeared, namely Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Today, the governments of these countries say their countries were illegally occupied, while the Russian government under Putin argues that it was justified and 100% legal. Also, in 1940, Karelia was separated from the Russian SFSR and it was renamed Karelo-Finnish SSR and allowed to exist as a republic of its own. But then in 1956, it was reabsorbed into Russian SFSR. It was also in 1940 that the Soviet Union went to war with Romania and captured the region of Bessarabia. Combining parts of Bessarabia they had captured with some parts of the Ukrainian SSR, the Moldavian SSR was formed. From 1956 onwards, the USSR consisted of 15 republics. There are two organization methods of administrative divisions in the USSR. One was for the Russian SFSR and the other was for all other republics. Basically, in Russia, Krais and autonomous okrugs were an additional feature, with the latter being subordinate to either an oblast or a krai. The following 9 republics did not contain any autonomous bodies, whereas the following 6 did contain autonomous bodies, which we will discuss one by one as they are related to stuff we hear in the news today. Azerbaijan SSR became the Azerbaijan Republic in 1991. It contains the Autonomous Republic of Nakhchivan, which is which was previously an ASSR. Today it is an exclave of Azerbaijan, and that's probably the reason why it is autonomous. It also contains the autonomous oblast of Nagorno-Karabakh, which is disputed with Armenia, although internationally it is recognized as part of Azerbaijan. Georgian SSR became Georgia in 1991. It contained 2 autonomous republics and 1 autonomous oblast. The autonomous republics were the Abkhaz and Adjarian ASSRs, which later became the autonomous republics of Adjara and Abkhazia. The autonomous oblast was South Ossetia. In 2008, the Russian army seized South Ossetia and Abkhazia and installed pro-Russian regimes over there, though internationally they are still recognized as parts of Georgia. Ukraine and Uzbekistan had 1 autonomous republic, namely Crimea and Karakalpakstan, although we all know Crimea is at the moment disputed, and I have made a whole video on it, so please check that out. While Tajikistan in Central Asia had 1 autonomous entity, namely Gorno-Badakhshan Autonomous Oblast. And even today, these regions have the same status. The only difference is that Crimea is under Russian occupation since 2014. The Russian SFSR was the largest republic of the Soviet Union. In 1991, when the Soviet Union was dissolved, it became the Russian Federation. It was made up of 49 oblasts, 6 krais, 10 autonomous okrugs, 16 autonomous republics aka the ASSRs, and 5 autonomous oblasts. According to the 1978 constitution of the Russian SFSR, which was its central document till the state itself was dissolved, Russia had 16 autonomous republics. In 1991, 15 of them just changed their name slightly, while a reform in the last months of the USSR split up the 16th republic, the Checheno-Ingush ASSR, into 2 separate republics, namely Ingushetia and Chechnya. The following are the 15 republics that only changed slightly when their names upon the fall of the Soviet Union. There were 5 autonomous oblasts which were reduced to 1 in the reforms of 1991, and that remaining 1 autonomous oblast is the Jewish Autonomous Oblast, which is located in Siberia. The other 4 autonomous oblasts were upgraded to autonomous republics. Therefore, today Russia has 21 republics, excluding the occupied Ukrainian territories and Crimea. 15 were inherited the way they were from the Soviet Union. 16 was broken up into 2 republics, and the last 4 were created by upgrading the status of autonomous oblasts. The Russian SFSR has had 6 krais which still exist today, although 3 additional krais were created in the years 2005 and 2007 respectively, each from the merger of an oblast and an autonomous okrug. So that's why today Russia has 9 krais. The Russian SFSR had 49 oblasts, but today Russia has 46 because the 3 oblasts were merged with autonomous okrugs to create krais. Speaking about the autonomous okrugs, the Russian SFSR had 10 autonomous okrugs, but only 5 still exist today. 6 are now defunct, with some of them being absorbed into other regions, while 3 were used to create krais. Furthermore, the Soviet Union also left behind enclaves and exclaves. Russia and Azerbaijan each have 1 exclave, namely Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic of Azerbaijan and Kaliningrad Oblast of Russia. Furthermore, many people may not know this, but there are 8 enclaves in Central Asia as well, but they are very small in size. Uzbekistan has 4 enclaves, all in Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan has 1 enclave, which is in Uzbekistan, whereas Tajikistan has 3 enclaves. 2 are located in Kyrgyzstan, whereas 1 is in Uzbekistan. Despite their small size, These enclaves are often the cause of border clashes between these nations, which we hear about in the news. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, then please subscribe to this channel so that you can receive the latest updates. It's free and helps out a great deal. Thank you for watching.